What is the Cult of the Black Grail? In 1553, ascendant in Hell's hierarchy, Beelzebub unleashed his most vile and virulent creation. Indiscriminate in its hatred for the living, this virulent plague may spread to, and infect virtually any living matter. All biological life touched by this foulness erupts with tumours, boils, weeping sores, and is consumed in a wave of indescribable, existential horror. Rendered down to puddles of melted flesh, endless mouths are left screaming in agony in its wake. This is the Black Grail, the magnum opus of Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies. The putrid fortress of Beelzebub lies within the 7th layer of Hell. From here, a tidal wave of demonic hellflies, locusts, infested insects and scorpions vomit forth from the Hellgate. As the swarms of the Black Grail infest the mortals, the Black Grail takes hold, and though it destroys the body, it leaves the mind intact. As their body withers and is consumed by the Grail, the unfortunate victim is powerless to act. Tortured by pain and bearing witness as their body carries out the Black Grail's will, these unwilling, leprous servants suffer as they bear witness to the horrors that their bodies enact, thus empowering Beelzebub and ascending him further in Hell's hierarchy. Despite the efforts of the House of Wisdom's Jabarian alchemists and the scientist priests of New Antioch, the Black Grail has raged for hundreds of years without hope of a cure. The only known way to slow the spread of the Grail is to burn the infested with holy anointed oil. If an infested settlement is left unchecked, the bodies of all infected, from horse to dogs to insects to humans and animals of all kinds, will rise to their feet to serve the Grail's warbands. Neither living nor dead, these hordes of the corrupted shamble forth to spread the Grail as Beelzebub's servants. Lurching forward in hordes of festering bodies, the disease husks of the Grail Thralls are the mindless legions of Black Grail warbands. These foul servants are nigh impervious to pain, and overwhelm their foes, crushing them under the weight of decaying bodies at the direction of the Cult of the Black Grail nobility. These zombie-like creatures come in two varieties. The Grail Thrall shuffles forward on decaying rotten legs. In contrast, the Fly Thrall takes to the skies on insectile wings, lifted aloft by gargantuan hellflies that have burrowed into the Thrall's flesh in parasitic symbiosis. Ranging ahead of the horde, the maggot-riddled corpses of canines speed across the Levant to spread the Black Grail's will. These Hounds of the Black Grail are sent ahead in the vanguard along with Heralds of Beelzebub. The Heralds of Beelzebub take to the skies on tumor-riddled wings. Unlike the hollow, lifeless vessels of the Fly Thralls, the unfortunate victim who mutates into a Herald of Beelzebub suffers a far worse fate. Bloating with grotesque tumours, the mortal is cocooned in the Herald's body and will remain conscious during their torturous metamorphosis. While their body withers within and is consumed like a battery by the Herald, their mind is intact and bears silent witness to the horrors their corrupted new form unleashes. Standing anywhere from as tall as a communicant to the size of a paladin, and when ascending to a hegemon far, far larger, the Plague Knights are the foul decaying nobility of Grail warbands. When the Grail sweeps the land, though all mortals may fall to its corruption, not all do so unwillingly. Those who will go on to become the Plague Knights genuinely share in Beelzebub's vision for a world ended by decay and rot, and when their settlements are afflicted, they calmly submit to the Grail's will in worship to the Lord of Flies. Though exceedingly rare, these willing recipients are highly skilled and secretive killers and murderers, plying their bloody trade in the shadows in the hopes of one day killing openly and unrestrained. And so it is that Beelzebub gladly inducts them into the cult's ranks. Retaining a measure of their sentience, cunning, intellect, and a vague memory of their past lives, the Plague Knights are skilled field commanders in Grail warbands. Dwelling within Ekron, 12 Plague Knights of great renown serve Beelzebub directly, in clear mockery of the 12 Paladins of the Holy Orders. Prior to their ascendance as a Plague Knight, the servants of the cult may find themselves bonded with parasitic ticks, endowing them with a measure of regenerative capabilities, and serving as a corpse guard. These are the durable and dangerous bodyguards of the cult of the Black Grail, who may aspire to ascend in the hierarchy by serving with distinction. Those highest in the Grail's hierarchy, and blessed with the ability to commune with Beelzebub through trance-like feuds, the Lords of Tumours are the leadership of the Black Grail Warbands, able to spread sickness and corruption, withering their foes with a mere putrid touch. The Lord of Tumours spread the filth of the Grail to friend and foe alike. These towering monstrous commanders are extremely difficult to bring low, and will often rise to their feet to slay their opponent who foolishly assumes the mighty blow had killed them, when in reality it merely caused a lumbering creature a moment's wrong footing. As the Grail sweeps a land, and rots all it touches, rendering it down to putrid sludge, mass graves or large collections of bodies may serve the Grail Warbands with a greater purpose. Flesh runs in creeping, putrid rivers of gore. Body parts of human and animal begin to bind together. Corded musculature, bubbling fat, discarded plates of armour, and long corroded weapons are dragged by the foul coalescing mass. All of this corruption is drawn together by the will of the Grail and rises to its feet as the fleshy abomination known as an amalgam. This rotting mass of tortured souls and flailing rotting limbs lumbers forth with the Black Grail Warbands to act as a great siege beast and crush enemy warbands to pulp with its enormous mass. And so it is that all heralds the coming of the Grail and the will and ambitions of Beelzebub. Let me know in the comments below if you'll be taking to the tabletop at the head of the Black Grail Warbands. If you'd like to discover more of the monstrous forces of hell, click the link to the left to explore the Court of the Seven-Headed Serpent. Alternatively, if you'd like to see the monstrous creations of Jabirian alchemists, click the link to the right to swear service to the Sultan and check out the forces of the Iron Sultanate. Please like and subscribe and join us next time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.